Okay, hey y'all, it's definitely Dasani and I'm back with another video. So today is going to be a story time, and this is my first story time. I got this wig from Wiggins. This is a 26-inch water wave HD 5x5 closure. We're just going to get right into the story time. So basically, I stayed in a 4-bedroom apartment, and everything was honestly cool at first. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, like, we would pitch in on groceries, have dinners together, you know, be chilling out in the living room talking before we get deep inside the story. But this did happen recently. It was a while ago, but it is still recent. So a lot of the names are gonna be new names, and yeah. I'm just here to give the story of what happened and my advice. Of course, you have me, and then we're gonna have our other person we're gonna call her Jayla, okay? Jayla, okay? And the next character is Tay. And then the next character I have is Rose. So yeah, let's really get into it. But everything was honestly cool in the beginning. Like I was saying, I'm a type of person where I notice weird stuff. Like if you're weird, or if you're like energy is off, or if you're just weird, trust me, I will notice. I am that type of person. I feed off energy, and that's that. So I kind of noticed that Jayla was kind of weird towards me. Like everybody else, it was, hey girl, what's up? But then when it came to me, it would just be like, hey. Or she would always be like staring at me, or be like weird. Like it would just be weird. And I always thought that was kind of weird, but I tried to brush it off because, you know, we're living with these people, and I'm just trying to, you know, figure things out. I don't want to assume that people are a little bit crazy. Okay, so this would be the thing that would be like, honestly, like really annoying, is that she got like a little boyfriend or whatever in the beginning of the year. And so she would bring this man over our house, because that was our house, that's where we were staying. She would bring this man over all the time. And not only that, just bringing the man over, but she would just do a lot, honestly. And I didn't have time for it, and I honestly didn't like that. So that was kind of like red flag number one for me. But, you know, like I said, I'm living with these people. I'm trying to figure things out, you know. But things really took a turn when she started to bring this guy over. And when I would say he was over as if like he was living there, like walking in and out of the crib, you know, just doing like stuff like that. And, you know, that's kind of unacceptable. Not even kind of, it's very much unacceptable. Especially because we're all girls, and that just made us feel like very uncomfortable, because the fact that he just had like free will, we really didn't like that. So one night, me and Tay and Rose, we were just all in the kitchen, like talking about how, like, you know, we weren't really comfortable with this dude being here, and like, you know, they were really loud all the time and just doing childish things, running up and down the house, like screaming in the morning. And that would be the thing. They were not really a healthy couple. It was kind of like a toxic kind of couple. So we were pretty much talking about how, like, we really didn't like that, how he was there all the time, and we didn't really feel comfortable, pretty much. And we felt like we needed to have a meeting. You know, we all live together. We're all pretty much mature. You know, we're older. We can have conversations, and, you know, we're all living here. And if we feel away, we feel away. And I feel like that's appropriate, you know? This is the thing too. It was really bad because we had finals that week. And so it was just, you know, we needed to kind of cut all what was going on real. Let me say, this was the last straw. But basically, I came back from my Thanksgiving break, and when I tell y'all, I was so mad. Like, I feel like this year really has taught me patience, how to deal with certain people and just certain stuff, because I just couldn't. Basically, you know, I came home from that trip, you know, I'm in my room, I'm trying to study because, you know, I have finals coming up, so, you know, I'm just trying to be prepared. And it's like, I hear you and your man in the room, and it's like, I'm on one side of the house, and Tay and Jayla are on another side of the house. So it's like, the fact that I'm on one side and I can still hear you from the other side, that was very annoying and that was very irritating. And that was my last straw. But for Tay, she was already pretty irritated because Tay stays right next to Jayla. So if you're hearing arguing, if you're hearing anything else, you know, that's very annoying. And I'm gonna come back when I am done. Okay, y'all, so it is officially dried, but I'm gonna kind of let it just sit for a little bit as I keep telling this story. So that was my last straw for me. But here's the thing that I kind of didn't even give you guys the heads up on. Okay, yeah, I was about to say the wrong name. Rose was kind of friends with Jayla. So it was kind of very awkward for Rose, I guess, because she was kind of feeling a way too about the things that were going down. But that was her friend still. So, like, she was kind of feeling like she was in between things. And my opinion on that thing is, when your friends are wrong, always let them know that they're wrong, because that is still being a true friend at the end of the day. Like, if I'm wrong, I want my friends to tell me, you know, you were wrong, but girl, you know, I got your back. But, you know, you were wrong. And I feel like that's just like, you know, being real, like, you know, because not everybody's perfect. We're going to make mistakes. Sometimes you got to tell somebody when they're wrong. And I'm not saying that Rose didn't tell her, because we'll get more into the story. This is where it all goes down. This is where it gets serious. And this is where things start to take a turn. So it was one morning, and we're gonna call him Chris, okay? So in the morning, Chris and Jayla were arguing in the morning. And that was during around the time where we had, you know, finals coming up. Oh, and I didn't even tell you, well, let me tell you guys now. But basically, we had a group chat, you know, just to, you know, have a group chat. Tay wanted to say, okay, I want to have a meeting. She was the one that was going to bring it up. But it was kind of weird because, you know how I said that day when we were talking all in the kitchen about how everything was weird? And, you know, during that time, we kind of were already planning, like, to have a meeting, because we were all on the same page. We kind of felt uncomfortable because Rose and Jayla are friends. Rose kind of gave her the heads up. She kind of told her, you know, like, everybody wants to have a meeting, and yeah. Fast forward to when they were being loud that morning, and Tay was gonna text in the group chat. Basically, Tay texted, and she was like, oh, I think it's kind of weird how, like, she left the group chat knowing that we wanted to have a meeting. Because why are you leaving the group chat? We are grown, and I feel like if you're leaving the group chat, you're already showing that what you're doing, or not even what you're doing, you know what you're doing is wrong. So then, later on that day, we just decided, you know, like, or maybe it was the next day, but we just decided, you know, like, let's have this meeting. And I'm about to tell y'all how this meeting went down. It really went down, okay? But right now, I'm about to figure out how am I even gonna style my hair. Like, I kind of know what I want to do, but it's still a little damp. Ooh, don't play. I feel Puerto Rican. I feel Puerto Rican. Am I too tall? Am I too tall? Am I too tall? So y'all, the hair was definitely still damp because as y'all can see, it's much bigger now and it's still a little damp now. I was gonna keep blow drying it, but I kind of wanted to keep talking about this story. So as I talk, I'm just gonna let the hair kind of air dry and do its thing. Even if I look crazy right now, it's okay because y'all know I'm finna look cute. So don't judge. It was honestly crazy because it's two parts to the meeting. It's not even just one whole thing. You know, the group chat is still only me, Rose, and Tay. So we're texting in the group chat. We're gonna have the meeting tonight. Okay, tonight comes, we ready. Boom. So Rose went to go tell Jayla that it's time for the meeting. You know, we're ready for the meeting. I think I had like some homework or something to do. So like as soon as I finished that, I went right out to the living room because, you know, I'm ready for the meeting. I'm ready for the meeting. I'm ready to say what I gotta say because, you know, they were just so loud and just disrespectful and just no. It was my last straw. Damn, I kind of forgot. Okay, I remember now. I go in the room, Tay comes in the room, and then finally Rose comes in the room. So we sitting, we talking. We just, you know, kind of waiting. And then we're waiting. And then we're waiting. And it's weird. And it's so weird because Jayla was in her room with the boy. And when I tell you like 30 minutes goes by, okay, maybe 20, 25 minutes go by, still too long. She wants to come out of her room because we're all confused because we all sitting out there, we're just waiting and we talking and we're just like, we just trying to get the meeting over with. Like, you know, you're kind of dragging it and making it more than what it needs to because it wasn't like we were gonna jump her. It wasn't like we were gonna do anything like that. No, that wasn't the case. We just wanted to have a conversation, civilized conversation. Because, you know, when you're older, like, not everything needs to be like a fight. Just sometimes you have to communicate and talk and let people know what's up. And then that's it. And then they change their ways, hopefully. And everything's all good. But anywho, like 25 minutes go by, she finally comes out. But tell me why. She comes out of her room and sits right on the floor. And this is what she's doing. This is her phone. No eye contact. No eye contact. No nothing. When I tell you she came in, sits down on the floor and just scrolling on her phone. Tay starts off the meeting. Tay was her roommate. On her side, that's her roommate. And so we felt, you know, it was just, you know, more appropriate if she starts off, you know. And like I was saying, she's experienced with roommates. She's had a few and she's been in similar situations like this one before. So she knew pretty much how to handle. But it was just so like disrespectful because as Tay is talking, she's not giving her any eye contact. Anything. And like I was saying, she's still sitting on the ground, you know, not even trying to communicate with us. You know, and I thought that was just so rude because for one, we had to wait almost 30 minutes for you to come out. And then it's like, you're not even trying to give us like respect. Like, you're not even trying. And that was like very irritating. So after she kind of gets done talking, then it was my turn. I was next. And so I was just kind of seeing how like, I thought it was kind of rude how like it was the first day back from the Thanksgiving break and you already had the dude over and you weren't really respecting us and stuff like that. And so she's not, of course, you know, she's really not looking at me. Head down into her phone, she not caring. So, like I said, I was already upset, so my tone did change. I was just like, you might think that we're joking, that we're not, that this meeting is up for play, but we're being very serious. She looked and was just like, kind of pressed. Like, she was just like, I guess she didn't think I was going to say that because honestly, me being at the house, I was known as like the chill, laid back person. Like, I kind of barely came out of my room. I did, but I wasn't out in the living room all the time. I was really to myself. I like to be to myself in my room. Then she wanted to say, she was like, well, Rose doesn't have a problem with it. And I was like, girl, because it's like, only if you knew, if you would know how Rose feels. Like, Rose literally feels a way about you and the stuff you do. But she's just not saying it at the moment. But it's like, if only if you knew. And the fact that you're just trying to justify and say, oh, well, Rose doesn't have a problem with it. And it's just like, why can't you own up to your mistakes? So honestly, after that, the meeting just went, we didn't really come to no realization. She kind of walked off and kind of got mad. And so we didn't really come up with nothing. But let's get into part two. Part two is the next day. And in the morning, I woke up and I overheard like some talking, but coming from Rose's room, because me and Rose were actual roommates. So I hear kind of like talking going from Rose's room. And our bathroom, like the bathroom is like right by her room. So I had to go use the bathroom. But I'm hearing talking, so me being me, I'm just hearing a little bit too, you know, it's getting a little too rowdy. So I'm trying to hear, you know, what's being said. And it was crazy because Jayla's just like, oh, I had this and this to say, and she shouldn't have said that. And she was just kind of like saying like some stuff like, and she was kind of saying how like she wanted to say some stuff to me. Like, she wanted to have a part two. And she wanted to kind of redeem herself and say what she needed to say, pretty much. Because I guess she felt some type of way that I said what I needed to say and she didn't, so. Rose texts us in the group chat, and Rose is like, how do y'all feel about having a part two? And y'all, I looked at that message, and I laughed. I literally laughed. Because why didn't you say what needed to be said the first time? Why are we doing a whole part two? Why didn't you say what you were saying behind the closed doors in the first meeting? That was kind of weird. I thought that was weird, very, very weird, and I didn't really like that. And what's weirder is that after that part one meeting, she went in her room and was talking so much stuff about everybody. She was saying how she could fight. She wanted to fight me. She wanted to fight Tay. Like, she was just like really talking, you know? And, you know, her man who was in the room was hyping her up. Like, yeah, you know. And that was not okay. Because for one, it's like, you're scary. Why couldn't you say what you needed to say? And for two, it's like, you need your boyfriend to hype you up. Like, come on now. You can't just accept what you did. But anywho. We ended up deciding to have the part two. You know, we had a part two. Even though I really didn't want to, and I actually expressed that in the group chat. I said how I kind of didn't want to have a part two because I feel like you needed to say what you needed to say before. Like, why are we making accommodations for you to have a part two when we gave you an opportunity. And that was the thing too. We gave, before the meeting even ended, the part one, we gave her an opportunity if she had anything to say. And she said no. And got up and walked away. And so it's like, but now you want to have a part two. Now you want to express yourself in the morning. That was very weird. We all come outside, sit in the living room for this meeting. Mind you, it's the morning, and if you really know me, you know that I am not a morning person, and that I be having not the best attitude in the morning. So it was like, I was already not for the meeting, and then the fact that it's in the morning, it just didn't make it any better. Like, no, unacceptable. We're just sitting out there waiting, trying to figure out what's exactly going on, because she was the one that called the meeting, right? And we're all out there waiting. And I was starting to get irritated because it's like, okay, you want to have the part two and you're in your room like laughing and like doing just weird stuff in the room. And so I was already starting to get mad because it's like, you wasting my time. I'm trying to go to sleep. Okay? And so that really annoyed me because I was like, why are we playing again? Like, are you serious about the meeting or not? So she finally comes out, right? But again, we're in the living room, even though the living room is connected to the kitchen, but we're in the living room. So she comes out, sits in the kitchen. Okay. Starts playing, like heating stuff up in the microwave, using the ice machine, like just doing random stuff. Like, and we're supposed to be having a meeting. And so like she kind of said something like, let's start the meeting or something like that. Like she said something kind of slick. And I was just like, I think we should all be in the living room because we're all in the living room. Like, let's talk. But when I said that, oh, she ignored me. She ignored me so quick. She acted like she did not hear me, and she continued to heat up whatever she was heating up. Because when I tell y'all, the stuff that she did was very weird. Like, she was heating up stuff, but never ate anything. And was using, she used the ice, but okay, but I don't know what she was doing in the microwave. It was honestly weird. Unless she did eat something, and I missed it. But at the end of the day, if you call it the meeting, let's have the meeting. You can eat later. She just kind of brings up and was just kind of saying how, like, her family is different and how she kind of does whatever she wants. So, like, she kind of felt like she didn't need to listen to us because we weren't really anybody to her, basically. But I was telling her that, like, that mindset was not fair because at the end of the day, we're in a 4-bedroom apartment. At the end of the day, we all share this. At the end of the day, it's all girls here and you got this guy roaming in and out. No. And we felt like that was not right. What she was doing, it was like you were trying to like finesse people, especially the nice people, because Rose is a very nice girl, and so it's like you're trying to finesse the nice people to listen to you. Honestly, her reasonings were very weird. Like, she didn't really say like anything that was like mind-blowing to me. You know how she be doing what she wants, and when I was talking back, I was not agreeing with any of that because I just think that isn't fair. And honestly, I don't think she was liking how I was really defending myself. She really didn't like that energy. Okay, but as y'all can see, the hair is coming along very, very nice. Even though I'm just laying it down, but y'all don't see no lace. Okay, this that HD quality. Let me stop doing that. And of course, you know, I wasn't having it, so I was saying comments back. But it was really like me and her just like going back and forth, like not bad. I thought I was gonna have to. I really did, you know, I really did. Because she would always claim as if she don't play and she get out there and she do this and that. Honestly, like, I just think she wanted to honestly try to control us, and we weren't going for that, and she didn't like that. So that's kind of what happened. The part two, we didn't even really like come to a conclusion. I mean, Tay let it be known flat out. She was like, I don't want him here. And we agreed, but she didn't, even after the meeting, like nothing really like changed. I mean, she was more quieter about the stuff that she did. She was very sneaky at the stuff that she did, I will say, like, because even though after we had the meeting and stuff, he would still be there, but it's like you wouldn't really know. Well, I didn't really know because I was on the other side, but it was kind of quiet, you know, things were different. So I was like, okay, the whole time he was still there. Ooh. I know it's a little crazy, but it honestly looks really good. I kind of wanted to give like some piece of advice for the people who are out living in the world, moving with people, and you know, if you kind of go through something similar, is to definitely establish rules in the beginning. Like, even though in the beginning we did have a meeting, but our meeting wasn't serious. It was, oh, we're just trying to get to know each other. What kind of stuff do you like? What do you like to do? It wasn't really a very serious conversation, and I think we should have had a very serious conversation from the beginning about the stuff we would allow and the stuff that like was okay and not okay, because you do have to remember, like, people are from like other backgrounds, and some people are raised differently, and so some things might be accepted in their home, but in your home that's unacceptable. But yeah, I feel like we just kind of like the whole family vibe, like kind of just get ahead of ourselves, and we should have been speaking on things that were bothering us way before. And I honestly feel like the first time when it was like a red flag, we should have just had the meeting like right then and there, instead of us waiting until the end, even though it wasn't that long because it was the end of the first semester, but that was honestly still too long. Like, we should have said something in like the middle of the year. Meetings are just about regular things too, like not even just about the rules, but have meetings about the trash, have meetings about dishes, have meetings about just stuff, because you are living with these people. And you have to have some sort of communication. And you know, like me, how I was like always in my room and stuff like that, that wasn't as good of a thing either, because even though it's like, yeah, I'm chill, I'm out the way, you know, I didn't want to feel like I was dismissed. And that was the thing. I felt like because I didn't really do that much and I was chill and stuff, she was probably thinking like, oh, I'm just going to be chill and not say anything. Like, I'm just going to, you know, do what I want. And I don't think that was really like fair, because girl, you don't know any of us, okay? You don't know how we get down. But I'm gonna come back on camera when I figure out my parting situation. Right now, I'm just flattening out my hair because I don't want any humps or bumps. And I'm about to do my edges. And yeah, I'm trying to get it as flat as I can. Like, pressing it into my hair. When things do get wishy-washy, when you are living with people, try to remember to think before you do anything. Think about how this person's gonna feel, think about how you're gonna feel, think about the possible outcomes, because you guys are living together. Because trust me, there was times where I wanted to be like extremely petty and like do some things or say some things, but I had to really like take a step back and think before I do any of these things, because you don't want any of your stuff being messed with, or you don't want any just extra problems. So it's always just smart to just think before, because some of this stuff don't even be worth it, and you just don't want to have no problems. And another thing I would say too is truly learn to coexist with someone, which means where they're here, but they're not here. They're not in your bubble. They're not in your space. Because I feel like that's what helped me the most. Like, even though I knew she was there and I knew that, like, we're living in the same area and stuff, but I acted like I didn't know her. Just kept it pushing. Like, I didn't make no faces. I didn't do anything. I just act like I didn't see you. And I feel like that is just the safest and best option too, because for one, it shows that you are unbothered, you know, that they don't affect you. And two, it just shows that, like, you can be mature and that, you know, because a lot of people want to get under your skin. Like, a lot of people do things to see, like, how far they can test you, how far until you crack. Like, even though I was the laid back person, but when it was time, I definitely wasn't shy. Because people are gonna feel like they can punk you. But yeah, pretty much my hair is done. I'm just doing like little creaks and tweaks and stuff, because I feel like when it comes to me doing my hair, I never truly finish. Like, I'll finish, but I always want to touch something else up. But it does look pretty flat. I am happy about that. Can y'all see me? Is it good? Is it good? Are we good? I'm looking like a brand new person. Like, y'all haven't even seen this person before. Like, y'all don't even know this person. Okay? Thank you so much, y'all, for staying to the very end and watching my story time. Y'all know this is my new channel and everything is just all new to me, but I just hope that you guys still continue to support and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. This is definitely Dasani, and I am signing out.